lot of people think of homecoming as high school homecoming.
Correct.
But this is different here in Dresden.
Correct.
Can you explain it to us?
It's kind of like a small fair or a festival. It's a 4-day event where it's the biggest gathering of the people come together in the summertime. There's food, there's entertainment, there's dancing, there's carnival rides, there's just a lot of good fellowship. And it's happened every year since I was a kid. 1932. The Volunteer Fire Department had the very first one in 1932.
Wow.
And they ran it up until World War II. When World War II broke out, they stopped having homecoming. America was at war, nothing to celebrate at that time. And when the war was over, and of course, we were victorious, then the American Legion wanted to take that and make it a project to raise money for disabled veterans that were still suffering and coming home from the war.
And that happened without break from 1947 all the way until 2015, last year, right?
Correct.
And then the American Legion, the new leadership decided it was too much.
Correct. It was a lot of work and not a whole lot of profit. And I'm just thinking we cannot have a town and not have our homecoming event where people can come together and fellowship and make memories for the future of their kids. And so that's where I decided, well, someone's got to take this bull by the horns.
Well, tell me why you took over it specifically, not anyone else.
Well, I couldn't ask you to take it over if I wasn't willing to take part of it myself. So I took it over, and lo and behold, I had volunteers come to me and wanted to help me. And so together we had a great group of people.
Sure.
I had a whole lot of help come forward. We could not have done it had it not been for the people to step up to take on the homecoming.
National holidays aside, homecoming is the defining event of the year here in Dresden, right?
Correct.
So this is something that all these kids in this community, yourself included, grow up looking forward to, remembering, and really building your experience around your childhood around Dresden, around homecoming. And so you took that over, and this year it was extremely successful.
It was very successful, yes.
And so now the biggest problem is next year, topping it.
Yeah, I don't know how we'll ever top it.
I think you'll top it.
I don't know. I don't know. We had a lot of good help, weather cooperated, and it was just a good time had by all.
So homecoming may be your favorite local event, but your favorite national holiday is...
Christmas.
Christmas.
Absolutely.
Why?
Well, because Christmas is the most festive time of year, when joy rings out the most in everybody. Absolutely.
And how do you get involved in Christmas out here?
Well, I'm Santa Claus.
You are Santa Claus, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Santa Claus of Muskingum County. I mean, since how old? 13, you said?
13, yeah. Always wanted to do it, and we started out with a Kmart suit. It was actually pink. It wasn't even red.
And you saw how happy you could make people, and it was great fun. And then you've kind of gradually upgraded your suits over time.
Yes.
And now you've got a pretty fancy suit. Tell us who makes it.
Well, it's called a Charles Howard Santa Claus suit, but it's actually manufactured by Santa Claus and Company from St. Clair, Michigan.
And it's a very fancy suit.
Very fine outfit.
So much so that you don't actually hold on to it over the course of the year. You send it back for them to hold on to.
Correct.
Otherwise, I would be trying it on. So Goob here is actually a member of the Buckeye Santa Association.
Correct.
What is that?
Well, it's a group of real bearded Santas, and they meet basically in Columbus, but they will travel anywhere in the state of Ohio. And basically they support children's charities or children's needs, and they meet monthly, January through October, in Columbus or another location. And they wear their summer Santa attire. I didn't know there was so many different Santa outfits, and they do charity work for children. Sounded really good to me, and so I went over to be a part. But of course, in the fire service, I'm not allowed to have a real beard, so they allow me to be an auxiliary member. Anybody can be.
I see.
Yes, even you.
I could be a Santa.
You could. You'll need a pillow, but you'll do fine.
Everyone in Dresden talks about Jeff Garver here, Goober.
One way or another.
Only one way. They only talk about Jeff as being a very good man and a public servant and a brilliant storyteller, too.
Thank you.
Thank you to everybody in Dresden, Ohio, America's best friend, signing off.
You're whacked.